going on, everybody? Welcome to the Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Welcome in on this great Sunday night. And hopefully I can get through this Sunday night without a whole lot of technical issues. But I'm not going to lie, my computer has already gone crazy on me today. So we'll see.
It's a bad Sunday.
It's a situation. It doesn't want to work.
Right. In fact, hang on a second, because I think my microphone is going through the wrong thing. I'm having trouble with clicking stuff. I'm having trouble with... This is unbelievable. Yeah, my microphone's not in the right microphone, so let's change that. Now you guys should be able to hear me better. So,
it sounded good in the call, but
yeah, because you guys hear it through Skype. You don't hear it through... And so that makes a difference between what you guys hear and what the podcast hears. So, and of course, once again, my microphone or my camera is flipping out on me once we start. And I got a feeling some of this is because of that XSplit update that happened, because this started to happen afterwards. So, anyhow, so how's everybody doing?
Yay!
Good.
Yay.
Good.
Oh man, what a week! So. Frankie is out again this week because he is moving. So
he's been replaced with the poop emoji.
Yep.
Not yet. I still haven't been that mean yet. So
you can't really penalize a guy for moving either.
No, you can't. So he's gonna be back in a couple of weeks. Although he might be back next week for our special guest. So I'm gonna get that right off the bat. We have. And I'm going to pull up his name real quick because I have his first name and I have his last name. I want to make sure I get it right. But Juan was talking to a nice gentleman from Warhorse who's going to be on with us next Sunday night to talk about what they've got coming up with Kingdom Come Deliverance, a game that I have actually been interested in since they started with that on Kickstarter, and so his last name is Langanese, I think. His name is Rick Langanese. He's the U.S. community manager for Warhorse Studios. So he's going to be on with us next Sunday night to talk games and talk his stuff. And thanks for corralling that, Juan. It was great.
Of course, yep. I'm interested too. Get me in some non-fantasy medieval stuff. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
same here.
I'm ready to play something that's more along the lines of Defender of the Crown and much less orcs and trolls and Lord of the Rings. Not that I don't like those.
As long as I can still kick a dude over a cliff and teabag him, then
yeah,
I'm on it.
That's fantastic. All right, so you guys got to put up once again with my my crazy camera. It's just this is what it's going to be until I figure out what the hell's going on. So sorry, guys.
Needs more time to figure it out, but you just haven't had the time yet to figure it out.
No, I have not. So this will be a very short "What have I been playing this week" segment for me. So I'm going to go ahead and kick that one off. Next to nothing.
Right,
next to nothing. That was a great game.
I have pretty much not played jack crap. It's been that kind of
that kind of week. That exclusive to?
Isn't that party game?
That is. You don't know jack.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Still love that game.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So my wife and I would also play Seen It, which I had on the 360 with those button controllers. That was really cool.
Oh yeah.
So.
Did you see in the party pack the game they call Drawful? Yeah,
I've seen some streams of that.
I've had some friends over for that, a couple of couples, and we've done the Drawful thing. And everyone has their smartphones or their tablets, whatever, joined in, and it's some seriously. It's all who you do it with, but if you get some good twisted people in there, that's hilarious.
Nice. No, I haven't played it, but I have seen it. So
I think I have that on Steam.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Cool. If you might get a chance to play. I'm thinking about getting the Jack Pack at some point because I would like to get my wife to play games with me again. I don't know if she will, but I wouldn't be a bad thing to try to get her doing that again. So, but I have heard of it. So,
yeah, Frankie mentioned Fibbage. That's in the same party pack. It's also really good.
Which
a lot
one?
of laughs at that. Fibbage.
Oh yeah,
I think I like Quiplash. That was pretty good.
That one's a good one too. Fibbage is the one where you make up lies and try to get people to buy your BS, and it's pretty funny.
Right.
Oh, they're all pretty funny, like all the games.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so yeah, I think I played like a half hour of The Division with Peter and Nate, and then
he did. I can say that he actually did.
Yep. And then last night I played some Morgana Sisters, trying to get through that, and I cannot, or I will not, confirm nor deny that I might have dozed off in the party.
Yeah, we didn't hear any snoring.
But next thing you know, I kind of
didn't hear any answers either on our questions.
Right.
Mike,
so next thing you know,
there?
next thing you know, I hear
crickets.
Right. Next thing you know, I hear bloop bloop, and I hear and my eyes must have opened because I heard HTK has left the party. Like, I know, like he just left without saying anything, and Nate said, "Dude, he said goodbye like 2 minutes ago." So it's just been that kind of week for me. Real life has kicked my ass. Hopefully, it's going to get a little better, but I'm not sure when. So that's been my week. So Peter, how about yours?
Well, I played a little bit of The Division.
You didn't fall asleep during it, though, did you?
No, I did not. I did not. Yeah, we played also with Super Cooper as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he got mad that we didn't invite him.
Yeah.
Well, next
and it's
time
like, well, we always have open parties and stuff, so get your ass in here. But
damn,
right.
Damn.
So we were a little bit rusty because we haven't played it in a while. But after a while, we got the groove back and start doing better. Let's see, what else did I play? I played some Forza 6 with Stick Figure. He has a competition set up, and I kind of joined a little late, but CrazyJuan was there from the beginning, and he can tell you all about it. I will not spoil his adventure down there, but I didn't have that much time to race, but I didn't do too bad, but I definitely finished last. And
you made the board.
Yeah, I made the board. Nice guys finished last, so
there you go.
Can't beat that. And also with Nate and Z-Dog, we played Far Cry 3 co-op.
Nice. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's right.
So
that's that was yesterday.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of fun.
Nice.
So I can't wait to play the single campaign. But it might look a little bit more like Far Cry 4, but I think Nate started the campaign, so maybe he can tell more about that. And I think that's about it. What I played.
Nice.
Oh, I played Forza Horizon 3. There's the last couple of hours for the Forza-thon to win a Porsche. I think it's a Cayenne Turbo. I think.
Ooh.
Right.
And you have to do some crazy moves. I forgot the name of it, but you kind of have to drift, then make a ultimate air, and when you land, you have to keep on drifting. And
wow!
You have to do that 3 times.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, that was a little bit
I
of
can't
challenge.
do that either.
A little bit of challenge, but I finally got it. So I got my Porsche in the garage. And
you remember the one a couple weeks back? We had to jump the Mercedes SUV, get the 3-star off the dunes.
Oh yeah.
God, I struggle with that one. For like an
hour.
hour.
Yeah. I think you have to definitely tune that one in order to make it, though.
We still have to get some co-streaming on that. I know I said it last week. I'll say it again.
And the week before.
And before, and I'll say it again because but we will. I swear, I'm coming back sometime soon.
Speaking of co-streaming, there's another game that might be cool for us to do, which is Dungeon Defenders 2 landed live. It's free to play, and so we could all get into it. The servers have been overloaded the last couple of days, so I haven't really had a chance to really try it yet, but I really loved the first game. And a co-op third-person view tower defense, and it's really good. I've got a buddy who's going to be trying it with me tomorrow night, and I got permission to stream that party's chat, so we'll probably be streaming that just to get a peek at. But if anyone of you guys want to check that out with me at some point, that'd be a cool one to co-stream, I think.
Sweet.
Yeah, Nate and I, we've been co-streaming the Far Cry 3 co-op.
Good stuff.
And yeah, Coop didn't know it had co-op, so we surprised people too. So what we do here at NLG.
Be live to serve.
Yeah, exactly.
So serve me some ice cream.
Ice cream. Speaking of ice cream, what's up, Jason?
Cake?
Not much. No cake this week.
No cake. That's right.
Or ice cream. Or ice cream.
So how you been? How's the new job?
Well, busy. And when I get home, it's like you're just too tired to really want to do anything else. So I've done a bit of gaming, not too much though. Played some GTA Online with Coop and Witty the other night. Oh, and Fastback. Can't forget him because he got killed by the chopper. It's pretty hilarious. Runs around the back of it, and all of a sudden gets hit with the propeller. Just he's down. It was a good laugh. At least I recorded that. That's on. If you follow me on Xbox Live, you'll see the recording. Played some Hitman today. Just kind of playing around with that. I don't know. Not getting too far into it because I had other things I had to do. And what else have I played? Games. What have I played?
You haven't been on much. As little as I've been on. You haven't been on either.
I played Overwatch. I forgot. I played some Overwatch.
Played Overwatch.
How'd that treat
you? Not too good. It's like you have to like escort the truck thing to whatever the payload.
Yes. Yep.
And I had it to like 1 meter away. And none of my team was pushing, and we had like 3 minutes to push that meter, and we couldn't do it.
None of them care. None of them care. All they care about is getting their kills. You get in the wrong set. See, if you get into the right party and you get into the right group with Overwatch, you can be dominant. If you get into the wrong group, and I used to have the same problem with Warzone in Halo. If you get into a group whose only desire is to just rack up as many kills as they can, you're not going to get very far because no one's doing the objectives. But if you end up with a team that decides to actually play the game correctly, Overwatch could be extremely fun.
Oh yeah.
So, and no, that does not mean Battleborn over Overwatch. However, Frankie will be happy to know that Battleborn has some actual updates coming. Did you guys see? They actually are updating Battleborn.
Of course they are.
No, I'm serious.
Frankie's on Twitter all the time telling them to update. Do this, do that.
And they just increase the version number and republish.
No, they're listening. No, they've got. In fact, I think it came out today. It's called Supercharge, and it's. So
it's $6 instead of $5.
Yeah, It's 3-on-3 Supercharge mode. Brand new maps. It actually launched today.
Huh.
So
I know I got to get some more Battleborn in with Frankie whenever he's got time, and I got time.
I've got to as well because, truthfully, he did buy me the game from the dollar store. So
yeah, for me as well. So I'm ready to play that. But
you feel like I should play.
I think he's got like everybody a copy of that game.
Not me, so
he is Santa Frankie when it comes to that game.
Yeah,
so.
He got me a digital copy. So
no, I'll tell you what, just because it's Frankie and because he loves Battleborn, so Supercharge is the best parts of Meltdown combined with Capture. A whole new fast-paced experience for smaller squads. Like Meltdown, the goal of Supercharge is to earn appeasement points from Minrek, the robotic god of minion destruction, but with a new twist. Now teams can sweeten their minion waves by fighting to control a single capture point.
There's more.
The team that owns the capture point supercharges their minion wave, adding tougher minions and more opportunities for scoring points.
Are these the yellow minions?
And there are
Order now and get twice the amount of minions.
Yes, right. Yes. And there are 3 brand new maps created and sized specifically for Supercharge: Ziggurat, Permafrost, and Horizon. These tightened up battlefields will make those 3-on-3 fights even crazier. So, and then there's Supercharge specific challenges and more. So there's more. See, there you go. Battleborn gets release updates just in time for it to become free to play soon.
Yeah, I think we spent too much time on Battleborn.
I know. Yeah, we're already at 9:20. I mean.
Yeah. Next,
Nathan. What's up, man?
Nothing much. I mean, I've been playing with HGK, so you get on the chat.
How's he not tired of you yet?
I know, right? I mean,
yeah.
I'm surprised, but I don't shoot him in the back anymore because we're not playing Wildlands. So
no C4 at the feet.
I tried, didn't work.
Yeah.
But I got the challenges for Wildlands this week done, so.
Oh, nice.
That's the only other game that I played that I have not played that HGK has played.
Okay.
So, doing pretty good, actually.
My Ghost Recon is with the mothballs.
Yeah.
Just in time for me to start playing it.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready when you're ready, so.
I still got like a bunch of bosses to finish in that game.
Yeah, I was all hyped up for it, too. It's not
at least I seen the first ending, though. At least. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of getting past Ghana Sisters because it's getting a bit repetitive and a bit boring. So might be a good time to switch over. Get that out,
like
get that out of the way.
Yeah. I find a game does that after a while. It's just like you can play it for so long, but then you have to switch because it just becomes boring because you've done the same thing over and over and over. Even though you're progressing in the game.
Yeah, and yeah.
You got to get that freshness in there, and then you can go back after a while.
Well, I think it's too big. The game is so big. There's 6 worlds, and there's like 8 levels per world, and it's fine. I mean, it's not a bad game, and it's got some neat mechanics to it. It's just getting a little old. That's all. It could be me too. It could very well be me. So.
Just switch to a different game and then come back.
And then come back to it. It might be it. That might be all.
Yeah, sometimes just like give it a week or something.
Yeah. So what else you been playing, Nathan?
I don't know. I've been playing Far Cry 3. We finished that co-op, and that's pretty much it this week. So.
Okay. Nothing special behind you. Running out of special edition stuff?
Oh no, I just have my favorite movie, Steelbook. Book of Eli.
Book of Eli. That was a decent movie.
And I had to get it from Germany. Comes with the flask and stuff. So
nice. All right.
Cool.
All right. What's up, Juan?
Another day in paradise, man.
Yeah. Well,
I'm skipping Frankie this week.
Yeah. Because
sorry, Frank.
Yeah. Is that Frankie? Oh, okay. Go to Juan.
Oh, he's saying, yeah, go to Juan. Okay.
All right. So yeah, playing. Not a whole lot this week. Been kind of busy, but I've been working on I found my GBASP charger, so I got weird and put Sword of Mana, which I never finished in there, which is part of the whole Mana. It's like Secret Mana series, and so been working through that. I'm about 3-4 hours into that. Just as something to pass time occasionally. I finished Crackdown recently, which is awesome. I think I talked about that before.
Yep.
And the Forza challenge has been the last couple nights of a fair amount of my time. As HK was saying, Stick Figure put on a lap time challenge at Bathurst, which is a tough as nails track. And I put a time in, and me and a guy goes by the name of Delirium Blades, I think, on live. But I can't think of his Brian something 87 on Twitter, but he put in a really solid lap time, and unfortunately with the time zone I didn't get much of a chance to come back at it on the last one, so he nipped me by less than a 1/10 of a second. But yeah, some epic runs, like really pushed me really hard, and that's something because I don't like to blow my own horn a lot, but I'm not slow. So to have someone work me out hard was fun and frustrating, and all the excitement of, yes, I finally got that lap in or whatever. On my Twitter, you can find a video I put of mixing the laps I ran with the music from Mario Kart 8D, the big blue tune. I think it works out really nice. But a lot of fun with that, and big congrats to the guy pulling out the win. And over the next couple days, weeks, through the 10th, another contest is running. And this one's going to be a spec challenge, which I'm really excited for, because then everyone's in the same car, and it kind of levels that playing field out. So it'll be very interesting.
Nice.
Maybe I'll have a chance. Or not.
Yep.
You're a funny guy, HTK.
We put, him and I put...
Oh.
And there he is.
He's going to go play some more Horizon.
Yeah.
He rage quit. Rage quit.
No, he said time's up.
You're rage quit the podcast. Oh, man. All right, well, while he's, while we're working to get him back, Frankie did say he was playing Horizon Zero Dawn,
Finally.
Horizon Zero Dawn, and which is also a fantastic game, as HTK and I know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, talk about Horizon
Also,
Zero Dawn.
go Toronto. Yeah, Toronto rules.
I pre-ordered the DLC, even though I didn't have
Hey,
intention of doing so, but after watching it again, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
So me and the guy who won, we put 4 seconds on third place, which is not a small amount of time, really. But because we were fighting over like hundredths of a second, and it's just killing me because I always run fastest on a lap that's already a throwaway, because you can invalidate a lap before you even start it if you dip a wheel in the last time split of the previous lap. And the idea is to keep you from cutting a corner and having an advantage going into that next lap. But on Bathurst, the split is so long that you're 3-4 corners from the finish, and you can wreck that lap. Yeah. So, I start this lap, and it's a throwaway, and I'm just driving, not really sweating it too much, and I turn a 2:04.08, which is 3 seconds faster than the winning time. It was clean, just invalidated from the lap before, so it doesn't count. And that's splinter of glass in my brain. But no, honestly, the guy put in some real work. So I know both of our wives, because we were talking afterwards, and both of our wives were like, "Will you stop? You're never going to catch that guy." So yeah, good stuff.
Nice. All right, so that covers what we've been playing this week. So we're going to move on, get through our... we've only got a couple of things to talk about tonight. And, of course, welcome into everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys for joining us. As always, enjoy yourself in there and be part of the show. We're going to go a little fast tonight. Try to get this thing done so I don't fall asleep in the middle of it. That's fine. And just so everybody understands, the podcast topics are facetious. They're not meant to be serious this week. There's just a lot of nonsense going on and stuff like that, and I'm feeling saucy. So
I don't want to discuss the 6K part, but there is something about that I think that merits just a mention.
Well, when we get there. I mean, it's worth talking about in general terms. I don't want to talk about it in the way that everybody is reacting to it. I just want to, go through the actual discussion of it. But first, let's get to a couple of quick things. These should not take us long. First and foremost, something I did not put in the feed, in the subject line rather, and I can't right click on anything to load up anything. This is just wonderful. And that's not even the correct. Come on, seriously. Here is. I want that. You know what? Maybe if I do this. I'm sorry, folks. I might be formatting my machine and getting out of the Windows Insider program, because there we go. I can't have it screwing up. Our podcast. So I will sacrifice for that. All right. So May NPD numbers for software. I know, Juan, you wanted to mention something about the hardware. I'm not really big on hardware and stuff, but only in the sense of where Nintendo is.
Right. And it's basically just that Nintendo. I think they came in second in the MPD, and I only follow that so much, but I think it's interesting to wonder if that is at all constrained, because I still hear anecdotally people are having a hard time getting their hands on these things.
I still can't in my area. I still can't. Like, GameStops around here don't have it. You literally can't get it. So
it's got to be some of it. Because all the buzz, all the buzz from E3, and everyone's talking big about those IPs, and they're not wrong to do so. And honestly, having and owning one, it's still my kind of second choice for stuff. But yeah, it's just a sweetheart piece of gear. I mean, like, as a piece of tech, it's really, really nice.
But they got to get it on shelves so we can actually play it.
To be honest, I haven't even paid any attention if it's on shelves around here anymore.
They're going to have to ramp up for the holiday season. I mean, they've got to, especially with Super Mario Odyssey coming.
Oh, they don't want to.
If they're not ready,
they make them work harder.
If they're not ready with that, they have. I mean, obviously, they
like,
have
how do you feel when you're at work and they tell you to work harder?
It's all robots.
It's every day for me.
Right. Not that I can take my Switch to work, but I don't know. But they need to ramp up. They've got to get this stuff. They got to stop playing these. They do it every damn time, except for the Wii U, which they certainly weren't supply constrained on that, but they need very much to get this crap in order, because it's hurting them, and they've got to know that.
Well, that's why they released in, when was it? March.
Maybe they're the ones that are selling it on eBay.
Then, people might have a chance of getting them.
And as you can see from this month's software sales, I mean, their two big games are still at the top 5. So, I mean, and
they're both Wii U games too.
And they're both Wii U games.
Funny.
And I don't think those are necessarily. So I have to remember what the single asterisk and the double asterisk means that there's no digital sales for that game that they tally. But there's the single asterisk. I cannot remember what that is. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking about it. But as you can see, Injustice 2 hit the top of the mark, and I'm not sure that's a surprise. I'm hearing that. I haven't bought it because I'm not as much into the fighting games anymore as I used to be, but I'm hearing it's a hell of a game, all the way around.
Yeah, I heard hearing really good things about that.
No,
I don't know. I'm not much into fighting games either. I played the first one for a little bit. I enjoyed it, but still not my thing.
Gotcha.
I think it's going to have some trouble when the Dragon Ball game lands. That game looks amazing.
That game looks incredible.
By the way,
single asterisk means no digital sales are tallied. Double asterisk means no digital sales from Blizzard's PC app are tallied. So that's what it means.
Okay.
So we have Mario Kart Deluxe, Grand Theft Auto frickin' 5. It's the game that won't die. Folks, could you please stop buying this game so that they can start working on Grand Theft Auto 6?
I think they use it as wallpaper.
I don't think they ever will. They're just going to keep making online content so they can sell shark cards. I'm done with Grand Theft Auto.
The funny thing is I still have never bought 5, so I'm in that list of people still left.
That's why it's
not even on the 360.
No, not even on the 360.
Let me see.
Oh man, we need to get you in there.
I haven't even finished 4. I didn't
I've
finish
never
4
played 5
or any
yet,
of the
so.
DLC. I got
Tell me when
GTA
you're ready,
out.
Mike.
4 in the DLC, like Lost and Damned, so good.
Oh, it is so good, but I got out of. I mean, just really. So Breath of the Wild and Prey rounds out your top 5.
Yay, Prey!
Yeah,
I finished that not too long ago. It's definitely worthwhile.
You were semi down on it for a while too.
Well, here's the thing. I had to restart it 3 times because there's no respec, and it may have something to do with the fact that I was playing on Xbox One, but the movement of the enemies and the 30 frames per second, I just felt like I was always chasing it with the controller. I was never aiming was just a hard time for me. And I don't really have that kind of problem in games much, but it just felt mad. And I hear that the input lag is worse on the PlayStation, so I question that. But I had always spec'd around not combat. I was trying to be all clever, and because I didn't like the combat that much. But then finally I gave up and just put everything into more shotgun power and more skill using it, and then shoddy ruled everything, and that was answered all my problems and breezed right through. But yeah, definitely recommend PC for that game, like Viper Strike says, or Frankie. But the plot and the story and the setting and the music, which is Mick Gordon, so hello, that's all fantastic. It's totally worth playing.
I have to go into my backlog sometime. Anybody else here played Prey?
Nope.
Don't have it either.
Okay.
Isn't there like a trial of it or something? I didn't even play that.
You can get the first. It's like the first hour gameplay.
I know the demo on PS4 was like a pre-release version too, so it's rough.
I think the Xbox version was the same pre-release. Because I heard there were some issues with it that I didn't experience because I didn't play the full game. That got fixed in both of those. So
yeah, by the end of that game, even on like a normal setting, I was totally giving up on fighting. I was trying to just flee my way through the entire rest of the game from loading point to loading point, which is another place where not playing on PC kind of hurt a bit because of load times. But it actually made sense thematically because by that point in time, the proverbial poo had hit the fan so hard that it made sense that it didn't make sense to fight.
Yeah, and after a while, you just do. So, no, the PS version is fine, except for I had heard about the input lag as well, but the finished product was not the same as the demo, is what I heard. So that's kind of it.
Yeah.
All right, so rounding out, Ghost Recon Wildlands still doing well. Overwatch still doing. Overwatch, I guess some of the new content there. MLB The Show, Rainbow Six Siege. Man,
still
get it up for Rainbow Six. I tell you what, man, that is a game that I stayed away from at first, and then as soon as it went on sale, I got it, and then man, we played it for a while.
Oh yeah,
and definitely would go back to it.
Yeah, for the longest time, I was afraid to play it online because I always thought, I'm gonna be like the last one alive or the first one dead, and everyone's gonna be watching and judging me.
Yeah, that's why you invited me, and I'm the first one to die. Problem solved.
But then you're spectating me and judging me.
Yeah, true.
That's funny. Now,
extra pair of eyes. Yeah.
So
extra pair of eyes.
Good on Ubisoft. They've got they stick on there. Call of Duty, of course. Infinite Warfare. Still.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, still hitting it there. Black Ops 3, still that one. It's a 2-year-old game, still charting.
Well, they just released DLC for it too. Yep. So the Zombies Chronicles or whatever.
No. And by the way, the Modern Warfare Remastered coming separate now, which Peter you'll talk about in a minute.
I'll talk about in a minute.
Mass Effect Andromeda still kicking. I think it's our first PSVR game has entered the new challenger has entered. Farpoint in the top 20. That's impressive, actually. Battlefield.
Heard good stuff about it.
I've heard really good stuff. Nick,
does Frankie have it?
I'm not sure if Frankie has it, but Nick does. Creepy Bunny.
Yeah, Nick does.
Yeah, he really was it. He
really likes it.
Yeah, he was really up on that. So nice job on that. Battlefield 1 still kicking. Nier Automata, Minecraft. Yeah, that's going to be there for the rest of forever.
I tell you, I might even pick it up. 4K. I might even pick up the super duper 4K pack.
I'm curious to see how Minecraft kicks up in these charts once that comes out.
I'm telling you, when you add like lighting effects and shading and things to that game, it's so great.
And 4K textures.
Yep. I think it was
not 8K.
Which
No,
downsamples to 1080p, Frankie.
Right.
All right, so that's the MPDs for this month. Good showing all the way around.
Yep.
I'm just there's a couple games there that, like I said, I'm impressed. Have hung in. I mean, Rainbow Six has hung in a lot, and that's kind
Beef is still on there too.
Yeah. So, all right. That's gonna take us to a new segment of ours.
Yay.
I don't have a video for you yet, Peter. Once my computer gets back to normal,
yeah,
I will. There you go.
All right, next week in gaming
with HTK.
Nice.
Woo! Yeah. How can we add to our backlog? Well, there are I don't know 20 plus games coming out next week.
Well, that was a good segment.
Yeah, Ghost Recon. Yeah, that's not coming out this week. Now we have for the 26th, we have Brawlhalla on the PS4 and PC. On the 27th, a whole bunch of games are getting released. Ancient Emulator on the PS4, Arizona Sunshine, PS4, PC. And here's the thing, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, standalone, PS4. So there it is, the remaster as a standalone. The Xbox.
How much do they want for that?
$40.
Probably.
Ridiculous.
$40 for a game that they said wasn't coming at all.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they want to make more money.
They were.
I'm glad I got
know. I'll tell you honestly.
edition.
I know people that are so angry right now because they paid $80 for the super version, and yeah.
Yeah, for the Infinite Warfare, but the first, the campaign is so good.
Yeah, I don't mind with that. I'm happy.
So
I don't think I would have paid $40 for Modern Warfare alone.
Just get like the digital, what was it, Legacy Edition or whatever. That was worth it.
Here we go.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, there
we go. We got a list.
Looks like my list.
Gee, I wonder.
Yeah. So the Xbox version is. I don't know if they have a release date. That might be to be determined. But
I had heard July. It's a month. It would be a month, just like the DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's not too bad for the people who really want that standalone. Then we have Cavernous Waste. I don't know how to pronounce that. For the PS4, Cryptarch, PS4 and PC. Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls for the PS4. On the 27th. In Europe, it already got released 4 days early on the 23rd. And we have Diablo 3, The Eternal Collection, and Rise of the Necromancer Pact for PC, PS4, Xbox One.
Might have to go back to Diablo 3.
Oh, you got Diablo 3? I got Diablo 3.
Yes,
I do not have Diablo 3.
You suck.
What a
good?
freaking!
Well, I don't know.
What a freaking great game that is.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it like a bunch of mining and stuff? No.
It can be, but it's a lot of fun.
It is.
Is it?
Because it reminds me so much of those. Well, I mean, obviously it's Diablo, so I mean, it reminds me of Diablo.
I've never played a Diablo game, so I don't know.
Did you ever play Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance?
No.
Any kind of isometric 3D action RPG game?
Not that I can recall. Maybe I have. All right.
Well, then remember. I don't know how to describe it to you.
Maybe I should get it and get my feet wet with the thing.
I think you should.
Yeah, it's been on sale a couple of times, so I'll wait for another sale to come.
When I got it, it was on sale at one point. Like, I don't know, it was maybe 6 months after it first came out when I got it, though.
Okay. Yeah, I think summer sales might be coming up soon, so it's probably part of it.
My friend Rob Cox, a good friend of mine, has joined the chat room in our podcast for this evening. Welcome, my friend.
Well done, Rob.
Great guy. His son and my son go to the same scout troop.
Nice.
So I've known him a couple of years now. Also, he's been in a. Actually, you guys, you haven't won, and I don't think you, Nathan, but Peter and Jason, you met him we were playing Red Dead Redemption one night with Drake and company.
Oh, yeah.
He was, yeah, so you guys have actually met him.
Oh, great.
Okay.
No.
Trying to get me to rewind time in my mind, like, do I remember playing Red Dead with Drake and that, but I don't know. It seems so long ago. I barely remember anything.
But once again, it's backwards compatible, and that was so great that we, could play together after it got released so many years ago. So.
All right, sorry.
I see the PS4 and fanboy.
Interrupt you. Keep going.
Good game, stay good.
And then we have another great game that now on the PS4, Elite Dangerous, the Legendary Edition.
I'm telling you, my PS4 people need to get on that. That is a fantastic game. It is stealth, the best game of this generation. Nobody knows it, but the work that Frontier has put into that and the way they let people discover things, and I'm telling you, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to get that eventually when it's on sale. I don't know, either system. I don't care.
I'm not quite sure yet. I'll watch CrazyJuan, his videos and stuff.
All right, so that's not Rob. That's his son Riley,
okay.
who is Jacob's friend from Scouts. So.
And we have Final Fantasy 15 episode Prompto and Free Regalio Type D for PS4 and Xbox One. Ghost of a Tale for Xbox. League
good
Road.
Things about that.
I do not. I can't recall, but I'll definitely check it out. Plague Road for PS4, Vita, and PC.
Vita.
And we have.
It's alive.
It's apparently, or at least the games are still alive. And then we have Poi for the PS4 and PC. And then we have the Golf Club 2 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Titanfall 2 get a new map, War Games. And Valkyria Revolution, PS4, Vita, another Vita game, and Xbox
Vita is
One.
Alive.
That's a kind of a surprise get for Xbox. That's not a system a series that's been on Xbox a lot. So if people want to show their support for Japanese developers on Xbox, that's an excellent opportunity.
That's true. Then for the 28th, we have Jump Jet Brax for Xbox, PS4, and PC. Then on the 30th, we get Area, Xbox, PS4, PC. And then one game that I'm excited about is Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy for the Crash 1 and 3 remasters on the PS4. So I got that on pre-order, so it's coming. Then Ghost of a Tale, Xbox preview. We have Gunner for the Switch on $6.29. Goliath, Xbox, PC. Micro Machines World Series, Xbox, Goliath. PS4, PC.
No, I'm thinking of Gigantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I played Gigantic, and that's not too bad.
It's not bad.
I played it, and I couldn't get into it.
I played Micro.
I've come to liking a MOBA. I don't like MOBAs, so the fact that it didn't make me vomit uncontrollably is a good sign.
It's not a MOBA like Smite. That's the thing. It's different. It's a little different.
Any of you guys ever played Micro Machines for the NES, I believe it was?
I had it for the Genesis.
It was a fun game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what this next one's like. Hopefully, it's, brings back that childhood memories.
Yeah, Codemasters that was a fantastic game they made back then.
Codemasters is fantastic just in and of itself.
Yeah,
they're so good. All right.
All right. Then we also have Syndrome for the Xbox and PS4. And the last one, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC for the Switch and Wii U.
Nice.
Ooh.
And those are the new releases that are coming out.
Nice.
In the next week.
All right. So hopefully, Peter will be doing this every week to give people an idea of what's coming.
Yeah.
Now that I've put you on the spot. So.
Man, it's all fine. Right. All good. So this will add to your backlog.
Yes.
Go play.
So. There we go. We can call it the backlog segment.
Backlog segment.
Wait a minute. Who over here hammered Spider-Man? Nobody on here.
Idea. I said it looked
hammered
like
Spider-Man.
Looked
what
like
the hell
Batman,
are you talking about, Barrel Roll? We didn't hammer Spider-Man. We all thought Spider-Man looked really good.
Yeah, the only thing we said was QTE. That's literally all.
I have to see more
and I didn't even say anything bad about that. Because
it can be a good QTE.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
QTE. Like certain games, like the 30 frames per second, it can be a good game. And there was the What's the game that you just mentioned, Crazy? Not Prey.
What about...
we had issues shooting. It was kind of lagging and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about Prey.
Prey, yeah. So Prey is apparently a bad 30 frames per second.
Right.
Shooter. So it all depends upon your implementation. So nothing bad about it.
And honestly, I don't think anyone would trash Insomniac because...
No.
I can't think of... I mean, other than... What was it? Haze? Not Haze. What was that game? They did one bad game, I think I've remembered them doing. I think it was Haze. It was a PS3 game. Wasn't that great? And everything else Insomniac makes is quality stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And Frankie's Sunset Overdrive was a good game. Don't say it's not good.
Yeah, yes. Sunset Overdrive was fine.
Yeah. I liked Sunset Overdrive. Not everybody liked it. Please.
I like the flow of the game.
Right. If everybody liked it, it would have sold a hell of a lot better. So.
How can people not liking it if they don't buy it? It should have sold regardless.
Yeah. We haven't even we never even discussed Rise. Fuse. Thank you, Frankie. Fuse. It was one of those 4-letter words. We haven't even discussed Rise. I don't know why he Barrel Roll. Why are you bringing Rise into this? We've never even discussed Rise. I think you've got a different podcast, my friend. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'm sitting here thinking maybe he's got us confused with a different show because this is. I'm not sure where that's coming from. All right, let's get rolling on to some other stuff. I'm gonna come back here because I don't have a lot. We're just having so many problems. I haven't had a lot of ability to create stuff on this machine until I figure out what the hell is going on with it. So, like I said, a couple of things that I had in the for this week's podcast topics are really more tongue-in-cheek facetious, but they are things that have happened this week in a very slow week of news. And I think for the first one, it reminds me of the reference is the comedian named Mike Birbiglia, and one of his skits is about the things you don't say in public. And he one of his jokes is he's in an elevator in his building with a very, very pretty girl in the elevator, and he looks at her and he tells the crowd, he said, "Now what I should have said was nothing. What I did say was, now if you get off at the top floor, I might follow you home." You know, and so the crowd laughs, and it's for you kids, it's an adult joke, but
yeah, I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's because you're a child, but stalking, Nathan, stalking.
Oh, okay.
Stalking. Scary guy, follow you home. Don't get off on the same floor.
I get it now.
You've got to. We have to explain everything to him, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, look, now he finds it hilarious. Now he figured it out.
I think he's laughing at himself. Like, how did I not get it the first time?
Anyhow,
I'm doing.
So I
Wow.
keep thinking, there's a time and a place to make jokes, to take shots at your competition, and I'm not hypocritical enough to not see Genesis does what Nintendo don't and not think anything of it, or here's how you share games and not think anything of it. And Larry Herb on one of his videos when Star Wars released last year, talking about, I don't want to, it's not Nintendo I don't like, and so on. It's the other guys. I'm okay with all of that. I'm good with all that. What you shouldn't do is you don't take shots at a console's user base. And so that happened this week with what we are still unclear and unconfirmed could have or could not have been Detroit's official Twitter account, who decided they had to take a shot at Xbox owners. And then compound that with Jim Ryan still being allowed to talk in public. And it just comes to this thing of there are times when you just should say nothing. Nothing. Just don't say anything. Now, I want to get to, so the Detroit thing got quickly deleted, but it has made it, the reason I think that it was an official tweet was because real news sites picked it up. Look, let's give media credit where credit's due. They were not kind about it, but those are things you should not do. There are things you should not say, and it's not things that make you look good. It makes Nathan disappear for a second. I mean, these are things that just happen. It's like it's not good for anybody. So I welcome comments, but I just wanted to bring that up because I didn't. I don't care about. I don't care if you're making jokes at the competition. Don't attack the user base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
pretty much about sums it up. It was kind of funny because my initial reaction was, because the whole thing was Xbox owners wake and find that, this is a PS4 exclusive or something, and it's a dilemma. And I'm like, no, as an Xbox and Switch owner, I would wake and remember that the game's probably not worth buying a console for. Tell you the truth. Of course, not many games really are. So, whatever. I'm sure it'll be a fine game, but I mean, I've paid my money and made my choices. I'm not going to lose sleep over a David Cage game.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that it doesn't help. It's not the kind of PR that you want for your game, especially a game that, to be honest with you, that's one of the games coming out of the Sony conference that I am extremely interested in because to me it does look really cool, and I like if it's a true choose your own adventure type game, I'm down for that. So it's a game that it is something that Sony wants to bank on for, I'm assuming 2018, although they didn't have a release date for it. This is not how you want to start off your PR for it. That's really more the issue I have.
No, it's true. I mean, I'm not going to own a PS4 anytime soon, but there will be people that could have been potential buyers of that game or would be interested who would maybe be less so by that PR. Some people would get turned off by that. So, it was just silly. I mean, I put it almost on the same level as the Titanfall Blue Disc snark, but
but that's different. That's not the same for me. Like the Blue Disc thing, I didn't care about that. I mean, I
didn't care about it either. The reaction to it was over much, in my opinion. It was just a silly, snarky comment. It didn't merit the reaction it got. I personally don't much put faith into the whole green disc development thing because I saw it come down live. It was a direct response to a question about Xbox discs, so it wasn't like some generic statement. But yeah, it was a little snarky, and you'll have that. Who's the guy? Paul. It's not right, but Ratchanowski or whatever. He was with Evolution when they still existed,
right? Taking
shots at Rise of the Tomb Raider when it was still a timed exclusive. So these guys are just humans. They're just fans too. So whatever. It's just silly PR.
Well, but it's not taking shots at the competition. It's going after people. So
right.
Don't go after the gamers. So that's what's going on. And I don't know what's going on in our chat room tonight, but these guys, I don't know. Somebody has taken and hacked Barrel Roll's account, because he so far I don't know what he's on about. So it's really funny. And as you know, again, it's just something you don't say, you know. Like I said, I don't have an issue, which these guys apparently aren't listening or hearing. I don't have an issue with the green disc, blue disc. I don't have an issue with the here's how you share a game on PS4. All that stuff is
or here's how you play a backwards compatibility game.
Yeah. However, all that stuff that's all fair. That's all fair game. I mean, since these guys don't seem to listen to us all that often, I've said the same thing about when Larry Herb did the spec sheet on the Xbox 360. That those are things that these guys do. That's what the competition does. So Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I mean, that's what it does.
It goes way back.
The Detroit one was I thought over the line.
Yeah, you don't take a shot at the people.
Yeah, don't take a shot at gamers, the people that are actually, that you want buying your game. That's
I figure by the time the game's released, many people won't even remember this even happened.
I don't know.
And I'm going to get the game regardless.
Some people, so let me just also say, maybe we've got some people that are using other accounts or something like that. But if you love console wars, I don't have to tell you, man, we're not your podcast. We're just not. We're not your show. There are plenty of shows that do that. We are going to cover this stuff because, hey, it happened, and we have opinions about it. But yeah, if you're looking for that, you're in the wrong place. So, the other piece that happened this week, so in the Jim Ryan should really not do interviews anymore. And this is more along the lines of just saying something that everybody knows isn't true, but again, you don't want this stuff out in the public. And by the way, so it's not to veer off one other second, but you two in the chat room are welcome to go back during that whole Tomb Raider exclusive, not exclusive thing, and you'll find me very much hammering Phil Spencer for a few of his comments that he made about not spending money to have a game go on his competition, only to have the game go on the competition. So when these guys do it, when they're out of line, we talk about it. So you gotta listen to us more than just once. Anyhow, so Jim was asked why there wasn't a focus on indie games at E3. And his answer was that, well, in 2013, 2014, we really needed them to fill out our roster. And, well, now they're just, now it's not as relevant to talk about them. Now, so Twitter, as you would imagine, and social media kind of went, ballistic, at least on one side. Oh, Sony doesn't care about indies anymore, things like that. I think we could dispense with that because there are still a ton of indie games that are coming out for the PS4, and there are still ones that are coming out first. They both have their console launch exclusives, or whatever we're calling it now, whatever timed means. So it's not like it's as much as the Xbox has gotten better at it, and we've in talking to Chris Charla last month and stuff like that, it doesn't mean that because he said that it means that the PlayStation 4 is losing its indies and don't care about them anymore. But that's another example of what I should have said was nothing. I should have just said we just didn't have time. We love our indie developers. They're very, they're as what he should have said was they're as important to us today as they were when we first started. But that's not what he said, and so it is, and maybe it's just that he's just not the right guy to talk. Because when you get Sean Layden, you get Andrew House, those guys, like, if you really dig down and read an Andrew House interview, he is excellent. Like Jack Tretton was. They are definitely people missed. The industry misses Jack Tretton, I gotta tell you. But some people are just not good at saying things. And all I could think of was...
That's why I would never do PR.
Right. Yeah. Well, really, all I could think of was, did Don Matrick call him and say, hey, I got some tips for you? Because, honestly, just stop. Just stop.
Maybe it's a long-lost brother.
Jim, Don, same first letters. Anyway, so... The other piece of news, I'm sorry, anybody, before we move on, I just wanted to, this is more of a rant than anything else.
You pretty well covered it. I mean, it was just kind of a silly thing to say. People are going to make more of it than it really was because of, Twitter and such.
Because you win, fans on Twitter and get clicks on your channels and whatever.
Yep. But obviously, indies aren't going anywhere on PlayStation. There's still a home for indies on PlayStation. Xbox is working on it too, and obviously, they're going to be everywhere. So I don't know. It's just overreacting, just like the Blue Disc thing. And it's people make too much of it.
There's a bunch of indies on sale right now on the PlayStation. I can't remember the name of the sale, but like they got the flash sale going and a double dip. I don't know what it's called.
Double discount.
Double discount. Yeah,
discount. Double check.
That's it. I don't know, but just they got a ton of indie games. They love indies there. So
no, I've been saying over and over that in this generation, a lot of my favorite experience has been smaller games like Rebel Galaxy and Oxenfree and Shantae, and it's just they're just. I think that you get a lot of the big studios, big budgets. They get away from taking risks, they get away from doing things that they don't have focus groups on, and you don't get anything like the Oxenfree, which was fantastic.
Right. When you're not bound by a publisher to budget you're bound by budget in a different way, but bound by budget and bound by, we're publishing it, so this is what we want. Yeah, you can get a lot more creative.
Yep.
So. But
speaking of the Titanfall guy, I think it was actually the same guy who said something that I want to key on real quick.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about what they've done with trying to get... thank you, Frankie. It was amazing. The Titanfall 2, which had a really solid campaign. I enjoyed that. It was worth the price of admission, even at full price. But I didn't play any of the multiplayer. But they were talking about bringing that to the X and X enhancements on it. And there's a lot of talk about how it was super sampling. He's talking about it sampling, down from a higher res to, say, 1080 to get that anti-aliasing type effect. And the internal res it was running at before super sampling was up over 4K, almost kind of 6K. Yeah. And people are, running with that number like the Xbox X is just going to do 6K, which is, it's a little bit... It's not exactly what he was saying.
No, it's not.
But here's my takeaway from it. The thing that everyone is missing because of that silly number is he was saying that they were getting 100% utilization of the GPU at all times. Right? And that's huge because every detractor I've ever heard, everyone who's saying, well, it's not going to be that great, it's not that much more powerful than anything else, or it's not really equal to the type of computing power they say it is always talking about that Jaguar CPU and how it's going to be a giant bottleneck. And if they're getting 100% utilization out of the GPU, the CPU isn't holding it up. That's not a bottleneck. And if that's something they can do, and other people can do it, it might really unlock the thing. So I think that's a really, really key thing to look forward in the future, is to see if any more devs talk about not being constrained by the CPU like that.
Well, go ahead, Peter.
No, it's the same thing for cryptography or bitcoins and other stuff. They're using the GPU. They're using graphics cards for computations instead of the CPU, because the GPU is so much more powerful.
Well, it's not.
So if you rely on the CPU to do your computations versus somebody who uses the GPU, then the GPU will always win.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how that turns out. I have, obviously, like I was saying, I've purchased Titanfall 2, so when my X comes, I'm gonna see exactly what they're talking about. I'm very excited to see what they've done there.
Yeah, you and Peter will be the ones to tell us. Although you've got the 4K TV, right, Juan?
No, not yet. I'm gonna do that after the console, because the way I see it is 4K has further to come down, and I don't need to have a 4K to have it, because it's gonna super sample at system level. I don't have to worry about that being patched in. All of my Xbox 360 games and my games that have dynamic frame rate, not dynamic frame rate, dynamic resolutions are going to lock up. It's just going to be better across the board, even on my 1080, and I can buy a 4K when they come down further. I'll still get immediate improvement on my entire library.
Yeah, true.
Right. Will,
I have a 4K TV.
Huh?
I'm jealous.
I have a 4K TV, so I'll review it.
All right, so we'll get your perspective on it too, Nathan.
Sounds good.
No, but I think what it ties into is it's all about the engine. It's going to be all about the engine, and that's what I think people are losing sight of. When they talk about, people are so stuck on singular numbers to try and make comparisons. There's RAM bandwidth. There's a whole lot of other stuff that goes into it. Remember, the RAM bandwidth was the reason that the Xbox One, for better or for worse, and as we know, not for better, went with the ESRAM because they had to open the bus up for speed, and that's part of what they did with building the X was to build the RAM buses in order to get that data across fast enough to render this stuff. So I get all that, but it all comes down to, and we talked about it last week, it all comes down to the engines. Just because Assassin's Creed checkerboards because of their engine doesn't necessarily mean anything. It means that Titanfall's graphics engine can do a little bit more with what it's working with, and therefore at times can over-render. I mean, it's not unlike the game that there's a Lego game, I think it was Lego Movie, did the same exact thing on the PS4, rendered up above 1080p, super sampled down. I mean, it's just, if you can do it, devs are going to do it. It's part of the whole using the console to whatever they want to do. Some games are going to native 4K 60. Some games are going to checkerboard at 30 because that's what they're building the game to do. Has nothing to do with whether or not they wanted to utilize all the specs of console or not. There is still an economy of scale. There is still a return on investment for building an engine, and this is going to continue to unfortunately be an argument point, because that's what happens when you do this, and that's what makes Twitter suck so much. But it's just objectively, you're bound by the engine, and that's what I think you're going to see more than anything, at least for a year or two.
Yeah. Also, I think with those consoles being closer to a PC, I think, they might leverage more like, cross-platform builds and methodology than what they have been doing in the past. So
yeah, it could be.
So, and that takes time too. So
okay, sorry, caught me typing.
Yeah.
Let's take faster.
I was expecting some more, I was expecting some more banter. But, all right. So, yeah, so that's why I said who's up for some 6K Titanfall. Nobody's getting 6K Titanfall. I think Juan has it correctly. I mean, it's going to output it at 4K. What it does say to me is that it will be native. And if you can do... If Titanfall 2, I mean, that's a damn good-looking game. If that can cover 4K 60, that's a pretty good accomplishment for that Source engine, to be quite honest.
Yep, agree.
I mean, let's not forget the first game was 792p. So, I mean, let's not forget how far this game has come. So, that camera is really pissing me off.
Still like the first one.
I still prefer the first one's multiplayer. Sorry.
I do too.
I do too. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. I've tried. I have tried, but I can't get over it. I know Frankie is the opposite, but I can't get over it.
I like the first game movement better. I liked the customizable Titans. Give me my Strider back.
Yes. Yeah. And right. I mean, it just the flow of that first game was just so much better.
Burn cards.
Burn cards. Yeah, I miss burn cards. So, but like I said, this comes down to it's going to come down to who wants to use their engine to do things that to tailor it to what they want, and that's we're never going to get a serious conversation about that in social media. So.
Right.
This is a much better place to do it, to be honest with you. It is not just about the teraflops, TEH with a teraflops with a Z. Just not, just that's not all there is to it. So.
My flops.
Yes.
But I agree with you what you said, like in previous podcasts, if Xbox had more first-party studios that had actually games that are showcases, showcase what the system can do.
Yeah. I mean,
they're in control, and it's like, it's like the Microsoft, the Surface tablets, they show what a tablet can do and how it can look, and the competition or their partners actually,
and that's still
they kind of have a baseline.
Yep,
so.
And I still stand by that being their challenge, and a concern. I know that Aaron Greenberg said the other day that he's got a bunch of unannounced games they haven't, talked about yet, but
we don't know about them. That's the problem.
Well, I'm beginning to slide it. I know Juan doesn't want to see them until they're ready. I get it.
I don't.
But I'm starting to slide into that I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing. I'll believe
Well, yeah, that's always good. I mean,
StingerNLG will soon be Stinger PS4 fanboy.
Yes, that's it. I'm just going to change my handle. I'm going to change my Twitter profile, and then I'm going to I'm only going to talk to PS4 fans. That's all I'm going to do.
It's too bad you can't change your PSN ID.
Right.
Oh.
Shots fired. So, yeah, no, I had a thought on that just now, but it went away. Old age.
You ruined it for him, right. HTK.
Well,
yeah.
It was a good one. I like that. What the hell was it? That's really irritating me.
If you think about it after your wreck.
Yeah.
So, all right. Speaking of which, let's get to that. So we went. So I want to get us done by 10:30.
Should get close anyway.
I think we're gonna make it.
It'll give me time to do Twin Peaks tonight too, so that's cool.
That way I can get some sleep.
So it'll be number 15.
It will be. Yeah, let me bring the video up. I'm seriously having such. It makes me angry because we've worked so hard to get this thing to look like this, and
I remembered it.
Having these little issues.
We were talking about Aaron Greenberg and his saying big games are coming or whatever. My man on Twitter, Craven God, was he said that he quoted him as saying, HG says big titles are coming, and I misread it. I misread it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm interested. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Everybody loves that.
Oh, that's great. All right.
It's a AAA.
Yeah. All right. Here we go with this week's Juan's retro recommendations.
I need to play some more of that Andretti game.
All right. Now this week is both a much requested and one of my personal favorites on the Genesis.
Yeah, I try to do some more esoteric things sometimes, but occasionally you just got to break out one of the retro classics. And so we're going to talk about a retro game I love. I did a playthrough of it just recently, just this year, from my own YouTube, and played through the whole thing. It's all visible there too. But we're going to talk about Desert Strike: Return to the Gulf, commonly just known as Desert Strike. It was, and you can roll the video.
Yep, here we go.
It's 1992 on the Sega Genesis, although it was followed on several platforms after that. Developed and published by Electronic Arts, and there's not a whole lot more to say about Electronic Arts on the Retro Rex. We've talked about them a couple of times. They're 1 in 5 of the games we've done. They're founded in 1982 to current, and it's nearly impossible that there's anyone watching who hasn't played one of their games yet. So.
I've never played one of these.
You're a liar. So
he's a kid.
Get out of here. We don't want you here now, Nate.
They make something other than Madden?
They make all kinds of stuff. The plot is that Madman General Kilbaba seizes control of an unnamed fictional Gulf state, installs himself as a dictator, and starts fortifying, including nuclear weapons. The U.S. decides to handle it by using a single helicopter in surgical strikes. The gameplay is shoot 'em up, although it's a little bit different. It's isometric third-person view, and slower pace or more tactical than most shoot 'em up games. So it's not going to be like a bullet hell or anything, but it's more about mission planning and efficiency and resource management and proper weapon selection. But it was inspired by Choplifter. Designer Mike Posen aimed to create a non-linear version of the game Choplifter, basically. Prior to making Desert Strike, he had no video game experience. So I think that's kind of interesting because it was a pretty big hit. Levels consist of open maps with several missions to accomplish on each map. The missions include destruction of enemy installations and weapons, rescuing hostages and POWs. The player controls an Apache helicopter, although it's kind of a fictionalized version of an Apache helicopter because it has the ability to carry 6 passengers, which is not something that happens, and kind of more weaponry than it really should in numbers of missiles and rockets. But that's gaming. The power and amount of ammo you get for each weapon, the machine guns, the Hydra rockets, or the Hellfire missiles, are inversely proportionate. So the Hellfire missiles hit hardest, but you only can carry 8 of them at one time, and so you kind of got to reserve those for the tougher targets, like that SAM site right there, because you don't want to mess around with that. It hits pretty hard. So with that being the case, as ammo is kind of scarce and can be replenished by ammo pickups, you kind of have to choose wisely how you use your weapons, or it could be problems later. The helicopter has limited armor as well, which can be replenished by picking up armored pickups or by dropping off POWs or captives, enemy captives at landing zones. And you'll get armor back for each captive or POW drop off. If you lose all your armor, it costs 1 life. Fuel depletes constantly over the course of the game. It's kind of almost like a timer. And there's a finite number of fuel barrels that are on the map or that you can find by destroying buildings to refuel. But that's almost a constant thing. A little pro tip is all of the missions are on the coast. All of them have a water coastline. Excuse me. And you don't burn any fuel over the water. So if you need to go up or down the coast and you're near that, You want to head over the water so you can make all that travel without burning any fuel and save yourself that. Because efficiency is a really big thing in this game. Doing your missions in order to be efficient is the best way to proceed. The enemies range from soldiers with small arms to powerful anti-aircraft vehicles, missile launchers, and enemy helicopters. Now, despite trying to make a non-linear game and its kind of open appearance, the play is actually fairly linear because you can do the missions out of order, but it's really not advised, because if you try to take on, say, this airport without taking out the previously seen radar sites, all of the enemies have like double fire rate and firepower, and they'll just shred you. So not quite as linear as it would appear, but still great. When it was developing it, it was kind of a groundbreaking in one way because the developer created a unique dynamic camera that took him several months to make, in which the camera travels on a curve around the helicopter as it rotates to keep the objects that are in front of the helicopter most visible on the screen. And it was the first implementation of momentum in a camera system like that. So as the camera stopped moving, it would move more smoothly to give the game a good feel. And for its day, it played really well. The control of the helicopter, the way it rotated, and everything moved was really smooth for its day. Although frame rates, modern frame rates make it look a little choppy, but it was an immediate commercial success. Went straight to the top of the charts and was EA's highest selling game ever at the time. It generally reviewed really well. A lot of people called it like the thinking man shoot 'em up, due to the tactical nature and the planning you'd have to do to get through the missions correctly. Some commentators felt that the game was an attempt to capitalize on the news coverage of Titanfall 4, which was not around the time of Titanfall 4. Some consider the subject matter to be in bad taste because of that. One magazine reported veterans burning the game, but all in all, it was really popular, it sold really well, and it was considered a pretty big hit. I loved it back in the day. This is one of those games that I often mention. I used to trade my Super NES with a buddy to play some Genesis games, and this came to the Genesis first, so that was one of them that I traded for to play. Due to it being a huge hit, and on several platforms later, it's really easy to acquire nowadays. You can get a box copy for $15 online, probably less if you find a nice mom and pop store that has it. Yeah. That's a first campaign, and then it's just making it to the ship, and that'll end that first mission. But there's 5 missions of increasing difficulty, and they get really tough, and so it's a pretty good challenge to get through. And like I said, it was so successful it spawned several games after it: Jungle Strike, Russia Strike, Nuclear Strike. So yeah, I really like it. I'm really happy to be able to have a copy. That is retro.
Nice.
And there's the password.
And there's the password. Yep.
If you want to skip that mission, just freeze that frame, and you can move on to the second one.
Yeah.
Was one of my. This is a game that EA I'd love for them to bring back. I'd love another iteration of this, and to do it in that isometric 3D would be fantastic.
I mean, if Minecraft can do it in 4K, Desert Strike could do it in 4K.
That's right. Annihilator and I we're just commiserating about how great that and Jungle Strike, man, were just unbelievable. This was solid gold, and this was a. It says it on. If you look on the side of the box, just to the right of the T, this is one of their 8 meg games. Like,
oh yeah, 8 megs.
Yeah. Imagine seeing that and going, oh man, and you thought you were getting the enhanced version of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people who would have a Genesis don't already have this in their collection, but if you don't, you've got to. It's a must-own for it. It's just really good. It's a definite hallmark game of the console, even though it's a multi-plat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it really bore on the Genesis. You know, it made its way over to the SNES, but I mean, it was really considered a Genesis game. It had that, as you could hear, it had that signature EA electric guitar sound on the Genesis too.
Right, and that's something I actually mentioned on JD's show just the other night, because we were talking about gaming music and talking about another game I've done a retro rec on, Road Rash 2. And that composer, whose name escapes me now because I'm getting old and senile, was one of the two that did the music for Desert Strike as well. So yeah, they were guys who really knew how to make the Genesis music chip work.
Yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. They were very good, and I mean, everything sounded. It had that rock sound to it that kind of made famous on that Genesis FM chip. So,
yeah, I should actually do the real plug, since he's nice enough to have me on. JD, who I believe is still in the chat room, yep. He runs the Play and Listen podcast. Great show if you're into the video game music like I am.
Yes, it is.
He knows a lot about music. He knows a lot about games. He puts together a pretty good show. I was really happy to be on the other day and bring some 16-bit, some Super NES and Genesis racing music to the show and talk about that along with that. And I think we're gonna work together on a project coming up with a particular game, do kind of a deep dive on one game. So I won't spoil it for him, but definitely looking forward to that too. But
spoil it anyway.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but yeah, no, I appreciate people liking the retro. I think, as I always say, I'll keep doing it as long as people want to keep seeing it. That's one of the things I did this week was I've lined up a couple more games for different systems. They're going to go either SNES or NES next. But yeah, we'll figure something out.
Okay.
Thanks, Juan.
It's a great segment. And I keep all of these. I wish there was a way to take the recorded commentary from this, add it to the video, and then throw it on the channel, because I would put these all up on the channel.
Well, I've got all the notes. I could probably just throw it in a movie maker and just do the spiel to the video at some point, so we could do that.
If you want to do that, I will start because I've kept them all. I will start putting them up on the YouTube channel in its own playlist.
Yeah,
I think they're worth.
Double over my tongue too. So
yeah, I think they're worth having for people that just want to see it.
Yeah, I could do that.
No,
I agree.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah, I agree. There is a way, Frankie, but unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can't figure out why. But these particular videos, I think because they're live streams that turn into videos, I can't download them. So otherwise, I absolutely would, and I'd try to cut and paste. But otherwise, yeah, if you want to redo the commentary into just some sound files, I can. At that point, I can mesh them together. So
I mean, basically, all I'm doing is going online, finding the information, and I just put it into a little notepad file in a format that I can run through while it's running. So
okay,
so yeah, no problem.
All right, awesome. All right. I think that's going to cover it for us for this week. A little bit longer than I had hoped to go, but again, we
did all right.
Yeah, we do a great job. We talk.
Yeah.
And so I do want to say, and I wore, it's hard to see, but I wore the shirt in recognition. Friday was Sonic's 26th birthday.
That special edition looks amazing.
Yeah, and with Sonic Mania coming out and that kind of stuff.
I'm so getting that.
Oh my god, I can't wait for Sonic Mania because I'm ready. I'm ready for Sonic. I'm ready for the Sonic I grew up with, and I'm So happy birthday to Sonic. Launched 26 years ago. Good Lord. And this shirt, I got at E3. It's a 15th anniversary shirt, which I got in, I forgot, 2006. So, yeah, because I couldn't do math right there. I had to look at the shirt. So, yeah. So, anyway, anything else before we call it?
Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon.
Oh, you know what this is right here?
Why does everybody always take Peter's catchphrases?
You know what this is?
So,
see that?
Where are you?
Right here. You know what this is?
What is that?
Ghost Recon?
That is a waiver for driving a Lamborghini next month.
Oh, there it
I'm not very
is.
happy about that.
Get off the road.
You are going to have to take a GoPro, and you're going to have to.
Part of the whole deal. They're going to do a video.
We are going to. You're going to have to get me that video so we can show it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll go on the OneDrive.
Okay, good. So, all right, Black Metal Gamer, what's up, brother? You came.
How?
Yeah, you came late, but it's okay, man. I just love the fact that you made it tonight.
Exactly.
And Annihilator from the other side of the world. Once again, I got to tell you, our friend who always pings us because we don't talk about Nintendo enough in our comment section. He's from Australia. We've got people that are listening to us all over the world, and I got to. It's so humbling. It really
I saw our
is.
man. I didn't want to interrupt when he came on, but I saw our man Dan and Gel popped in too, so we appreciate that.
Yes.
I want him to know he was noticed.
Yes. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about it next week, Annihilator. Yeah, Atari, because we don't have enough information on it yet. Atari did announce a system. We just don't know anything about it. So
yeah.
But
It's a thing.
Maybe we'll ask Rick about it, see if he knows anything. So for those who were not here at the beginning of the show, and thank you, Black Metal Gamer. I appreciate
Rock
that.
on, man.
We all appreciate that, seriously.
Yeah.
And he's got some cool videos himself, and they're a little adult, so you got to get past the language. But I tell you, he's got some funny stuff on his own YouTube channel. Go check out Black Metal Gamer. He does some cool streams too. Next week we will have Rick Langanese, and I hope that's the right saying of his name, and if not, he'll correct me. He is going to be on next Sunday night. He is the U.S. Community Manager for Warhorse Games, and he's going to be here to talk about Kingdom Come Deliverance, and maybe we can get him to talk, indie games and some other stuff as well. So we are looking forward to having him on next Sunday night at 9. Please join us for that. And Bubsy is not terrible. We're not friends anymore. Yes, he is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 streaming. I can go with that. So thank you to everybody in the chat room. Frankie, one day you'll be back, I'm sure. Thank you to JD from Play and Listen for being in. Thank you to all of our friends. You guys all know who you are. We love you so much. Crew, thank you. Another great show.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's get the hell out of here. Everybody have a great week. Everybody make it a gaming week. We will see you next Sunday night. Play on, gamers.
Peace out.
Game on.
Ready? Not Ghost Recon.
Waiting for DLC.
Means I got to catch up.
Yes.
You're too far to catch up.
Not if I play it like Doom.
I think my next retro is going to come in a gold cartridge.
Ooh.
Don't tease.
And it's not Zelda.
Good night, everybody.
Might go by GTA.
No.